I'm Marissa Denton.
I'm Dan Stepp.
So, we met at a Serve Saturday, how many years ago?
27 years ago.
Like, what was it, 4, 5?
About 5 years ago.
5 years ago? I can't even remember where we were, but we were helping with like educational activities with kids, and it was super fun. But we got paired at the same table, and he asked about me, asked about my life, and I told him that I live in Kansas City. I think it was a summer that my twin was living with me, and he was like, oh my gosh, you have a twin? How old are you? I'm like, at the time, I can't, what was I, 23 or something? He's like, my sons are 23. My twin sons are 23. We'll have to go to brunch.
I asked her, this is really strange, but are you dating anybody? And she said, well, not really. So my son was with me, and we both said, hey, we got to introduce her to the twins. And I pulled out a picture of the boys, and she goes, oh, yeah, I'd like to meet them.
Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm.
But from that point forward, we'd see each other at church, and my wife and I always sit on the aisle at the 9 o'clock service, and we invited her to come join us. And every Sunday she'd be there. We got to call in her our church daughter, and that's been a long time. She fouled us up several months ago. She says, I'd like to bring a friend. Well, this friend is now her husband, orthopedic resident at the KU Med Center, really fine guy. Mm-hmm. So we've seen a lot of changes in her life, but she's been a real blessing for our lives.
They've been very special to me too.
We'd love to be a good example for Marissa, help guide her, reinforce her as a young person coming behind us. But that's just the tip of the iceberg, because I feel in our church and churches in general, we have a real issue in terms of getting young people involved, keeping them involved.
But I think just kind of like you already said, having them as role models, I mean, they mean a ton to Zach and I. They've been parts of, I think, more than either of us realize in our, especially in like Zach and my marriage. Like, I think they've been a bigger part of it than any of us realize. But yeah, I think just having them to go to with anything, loss, gains, excitement, tragedy, I think they play a huge role.